Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be continuing on with our C# programming tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be looking at how we can get different bits and pieces of information about a type in C#. Now, how exactly is this done? Well, this is done using the type class. And pretty much the type class just contains various bits and pieces of information about an object or a primitive type. So you can get the name, okay? You can get the name of a type. You can get the fully qualified name of the type. You can get all of its fields, its properties. You can invoke methods within that type. You can do all kinds of stuff. But in this video, we're only going to take a look at some of the more basic bits and pieces. Now you can see in here I have an employee object because I already have the employee and person class still in my project because I haven't deleted them and they're useful for this. The only change I've made to employee and person is that I've added a namespace declaration. So now they're in the namespace called test app. If you want to learn more about namespaces, go read the documentation to learn more. Okay? So, to get type information about an object or a primitive, we need to use the type class as well as the getType method from an object or a type. This is another one of those methods that is implicitly inherited from object. Alright, so to create this type object, to get the information about a type, we need to say capital T, YPE, we're going to call it T, equals e.getType. Okay, now, to get the name of the type, you need to use the name property. And we can output that to the console by saying console writeLine t.name. Okay. Console dot Alright, line, there we go. However, to get the fully qualified name for the type, including the namespace that it's in, you need to use the full name property. And to do that, we can say console writeLine t.fullName. Okay, we can save that, go into our terminal, and we can call this by saying .NET run. In fact, I'll just clear that. .NET run like that. Of course, we have an error somewhere. Okay, let's save that now. And we'll run that again. Okay, .NET run. Okay, there we go. So now you can see we get employee, because that's the name of our type, and then we get testapp.employee, which is the fully qualified name for this type, because employee is inside of the testapp namespace. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the getFields method. Now this method will return a field info array. So field info is a type that gives us, well, exactly as the name implies, information about a public field within our class. Or type, rather, I should say. So we can get all of the field info for each field by saying field info and we can say fields equals t dot get fields. Okay. And what we can do is we can then loop through this array of field info objects by saying for each field info field in fields we can console write line field dot let's see, we want the name. Okay. And so what we can do is we can now save this and run the code. So we'll clear and we will .NET run. And you can see we get no fields printed to the console. Why is this? Well, because we don't have any. We don't have any public fields inside of employee or inside of person, the class that it inherits from. So it doesn't print out anything. If we had a public field, it would print out something, but because we don't have any, it does nothing. Okay. Now, let's move on to the getProperties method. This will return a property info array. Property info, much like field info, is an object that gets that has all the information about a property within a type. Now, to do this, to get this array, as a result of calling this method, we can say property info properties equals t dot get properties. Okay. Now, to get all the information, specifically the names of the properties inside of our employee type, we can say for each property info property in properties we can say console write line property dot name. Okay, save that. Go into your terminal and .NET run. And so now you can see in our terminal we get employee ID and name printed to the console. Now, why did we get name? Employee doesn't have the property name explicitly defined within it. Well, the reason for this is because of our inheritance hierarchy. Because we inherit the name property inside of employee, it still counts as a property of employee. So therefore, when we get that information, it's there. Alright. Now, the last method we're going to take a look at is the get methods. The get methods method inside of the type class. This will return an array of all the different methods that this type contains. Alright, so to do this, to get this information, we can say method info methods equals t dot get methods. Okay, so we have an array of method info objects. This will, give us that array of method information. Then we can loop through that array by saying for each method info method in methods. Then we can print out the name of this method by saying console write line method dot name. So save this. And inside of our terminal, we can run our code here. Okay. And you can see we get all of these different methods listed. So I'm going to output this stuff to a text file, and we'll take a look at that text file, and we'll go through the methods that it printed out for us. Okay. So .NET run output.txt. Code output.txt. All right. Okay. So, discarding all the other bits of information, let's go through these one by one. So we have get employee ID, set employee ID, toString, get name, set name, get type equals get hash code. So if we go through these one by one, we get get and set employee ID. These are the methods that are automatically generated for our employee ID property. We have the toString method that we're using. We have get name and set name. This is again the getter and setter methods that are generated automatically for our name property. We have the get type method that we're using to get the type information for the employee type. We have the equals method for testing equality. And then we have the get hash code for getting the hash code. Now, not all of those methods are explicitly defined by us, especially the get and set methods. We didn't create those methods. We just created the properties, and then C# at compile time goes and creates those for us, and then it calls them whenever we set or retrieve the value of a property. Okay, so that pretty much does it for how we can get type information about a type in C#. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.